It's baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. It really helps. This is a created franchise on MLB The Show 20 for the PlayStation 4. The Bronx Knights are a team that's been wedged into the American League West Division. They've taken the place of the Houston Astros, and as you can see, the standings are on the screen right now. It is the first week of August. It is my intention of playing 162 games on the schedule, no simulating, no skipping innings. Every inning of every game, I'm playing this to 162 and beyond. See if I can get to the playoffs in the World Series on YouTube. As you can see from the standings, the Knights are in first place, 74-37. They have a 12.5 game lead on the second place Seattle Mariners in the division. And it's time for us to jump into the next game on the schedule. Let's do this. So it's actually in the middle of a 4-game set at Seattle. The Knights have taken the first 2 games 11 in dramatic fashion, 11-4 and 9-0. So this is game 3, a chance to take 3 out of 4, and then maybe go for the sweep. So let's do this. Play game, okay. Auto utilize. Play full game. We have the away team at T-Mobile Park, Safeco Field, whatever you want to call it. Madison Bumgarner is the starter. He's 7-3. Very quickly, I just got to take the tired players out of the lineup. So I'm going to take O'Rourke out and put Renfroe in because he just did a home run in last game. Third baseman will go Lindor, and then that looks good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move some guys around a little. LoCicero, let's go! Salazar, Saps, Renfroe, Lindor, Millo. Let's put Millo there, and let's rock and roll. Renfroe is a skip. Okay, here we go. The starting lineups. Welcome back, Outlander. Thank you for showing up. Doubleheader. Let's do this the right way, like I'm actually a wannabe announcer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to T-Mobile Park here in Seattle, Washington, as the Bronx Knights visit their rival, the Seattle Mariners. On the mound for the Mariners for this 3rd game in a 4-game set is Robin Roberts, making his 23rd start of the season. He's 10-5 with a 4.06 earned run average. And leading off for the Bronx Knights is Max Luklich, hitting .322, 4 homers, 30 runs batted in. He also has 31 stolen bases on the season. And he steps in for Roberts' first pitch of the game. Inside corner, strike 1. So they came into this 4-game set 10.5 back. Now they are 12.5 back after losing the first 2. So that's a line drive right at the right fielder. He makes the sliding catch. Nelson Cruz, nice play for the first out of the inning. So next up, Don Mattingly, 316, 20 homers, 81 runs batted in. He was a member of the All-Star team this season. He was not a starter, but line drive up the middle, a base hit. And with 1 out, the Bronx Knights have a base runner to start off this game. Here's the replay. Just line drive out of the reach of Fernando Tatis Jr., the shortstop, and into center field. So next up is Chris Ramos, hitting .373, 44 homers, 111 RBIs with 2 months of the season left to go. He leads the team, obviously, in all 3 categories and leads the American League in home runs. Runner at first and 1 out for the switch-hitting Ramos. Inside at the knees, ball 1, no advance. Nice block there by Gary Carter, I believe. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes from Roberts. Mattingly leads off first. There's 1 away here in the top of the first. Checks his swing, pitches outside, 3 balls and no strikes. The right fielder, Benny LoCicero, is up on deck. Will he have the green light with 3-0? Let's see. Right down the middle, strike 1, but now the handcuffs are off. Hitters count 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the first. Let's see what happens. And that's a line drive down the right field line, but it curves into the seats. And the count will go full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch from Roberts. Ground ball, 6, 4, 3. Oh, it goes over his head into the stands, out of play. So it'll be fielder's choice and then an E4. Ramos will get to second on the throw into the stands, into the dugout. The error is on Kavan Biggio. He throws it into the camera well. So there's 2 away and a runner on second for Benny LoCicero, who's hitting .288, 23 homers, 83 runs batted in. Should be side retired, but now Roberts has to pitch to another batter. Let's see if the Knights can make them pay the price. Inside corner, strike 1. Count is 0-1 to LoCicero. Pitch is low in the dirt, blocked nicely. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Just gets a piece of the fastball. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. LoCicero was a member of the All-Star team as well. He did not start. He was on the roster, though. Played a couple of innings in right field. Pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner leads off second. No score here in the top of the first. And he just fouls it off to stay alive. Count remains right where it is at 2-2. Full count, 3-2. The shortstop Jacob Salazar is on deck if he gets the opportunity. Full count, 3-2, 2 outs. And it's a ground ball up the middle and through. Ramos makes the turn at third and heads home. It will be an RBI single with 2 outs. And the Bronx Knights lead 1-0. Nice 2-out hitting from Benny LoCicero. Ground ball with eyes. So Jacob Salazar, the shortstop, steps up with 2 outs and a runner at first. 326, 13 homers, 71 runs batted in. Roberts delivers. Pitch is outside, ball 1. The manager, Don Mattingly, the 50-year-old version of Don Mattingly, is the manager. He also plays first base on the team. Pitch is over to keep LoCicero close at first base bag. Count is 1 ball and no strikes on Salazar. And he jams him inside. Over the shoulder catch for Tatis Jr. to retire the side, but not before they get a run. So after half an inning of baseball, it's the Bronx Knights 1, the Seattle Mariners coming to bat. So pitching for the Bronx Knights is Madison Bumgarner, making his 7th start of the season. He's been bouncing back and forth between the bullpen and the starting rotation this season. His record, 7-3, 4.02 earned run average. And leading off for the Mariners is Shane Victorino, switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Bumgarner. He's hitting .290 on the season. Misses outside, ball 1. 4 more hits for Shane Victorino to get 2,000 in this fictional franchise. Just misses inside with the cutter. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Shane Victorino, I believe, played for the Philadelphia Phillies in real life and turn of the century. Ground ball up the third base line. It is a foul ball. Count is 2-1 on Shane. He was a member of the 2008 Philadelphia Phillies that went to the World Series and I think lost to the New York Yankees. 2009. Check that. 2009. In there, count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not a Hall of Famer. I mean, all-star player, but not a Hall of Famer. And he's late on the fastball, 93 on the radar gun, and the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss at the curveball, and there's 1 away. So next up, the cover boy of 2021 MLB The Show, Fernando Tatis Jr. In this season, he's hitting .281, 22 homers, 64 runs batted in. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Mariners are trailing 1-0. High fastball called by the home plate umpire, strike 1. Swing and a miss at the cut fastball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. And it's a slow grounder. Fernando Tatis, no, check that. It's Francisco Lindor at third base, I believe. Starting lineup for the Seattle Mariners. Shane Victorino is the center fielder. Tatis Jr. is the shortstop. Paul Molitor is the DH. Nelson Cruz is in right. Freddie Freeman is at first. Kevon Biggio is at second. Drew Mendoza is at third. Gary Carter is the catcher. And Josh Rojas is batting ninth and playing in left field. There are 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Paul Molitor, Hall of Famer, .294, 12 homers, 48 runs batted in, steps to the plate. In there at the knees, strike 1. So I believe that was Francisco Lindor playing third base. It could have been Termini. Now I'm kind of wondering. Guess we'll find out soon. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Paul Molitor played for the Milwaukee Brewers, Hall of Fame second baseman. He's playing third in this video game. Line drive, base hit up the middle, and with 2 outs, they have a base runner. Look at the replay. So next up is the right fielder, Nelson Cruz. He is hitting .279, 22 homers, 77 runs batted in this first week in August. Pitch by Bumgarner. Deep drive to center, but Lukalic is there. He settles under it, makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and after an inning of play, it's the Bronx Knights 1, the Seattle Mariners 0. So we go to the bottom, no, check that, the top of the second. Matt Saps is the DH today. On the road, he hits .360. So he's particularly good on the road for some reason. Overall, .285, 21 homers, 70 runs batted in. He also bounces around in the infield, plays a little second, a little short, a little bit of third. Inside tight, ball 1. He also carries a modest 9-game hitting streak into this at-bat. Sure he'd like to get to 10. And he fouls off a sinking fastball behind the plate. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Outside corner, strike 2. Right on the black. Pitch is high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did he check it? Yes, he did, according to the first base umpire, and the count will be full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch. That's ball 4. He doesn't even ask for help down at the first base umpire. And the leadoff man is on. Free pass from Roberts.
Number 43.
They're already down 1-0. So the catcher, Anthony Millo, hitting .246, 9 homers, 45 runs batted in. Steps up with nobody out here in the top of the second. Runner leads off first. One hopper to the third baseman, over to second, one back to first. A round the horn 5-4-3 double play. And just like that, there are 2 outs. The bases are empty. Nice play by Drew Mendoza at third. Let's look at the replay. From the infield grass over to Biggio and back to first, Freeman. So with 2 outs and the bases empty, Hunter Renfroe steps up. 275 in part-time play. He does have 3 homers on the season. Just yesterday, he had a 3-run home run in the first inning to pace a 7-run first.
Ball, low.
Pitches low, ball 1. Checks a swing, pitches outside, 2 balls and no strikes. I feel like the double play kind of let Robin Roberts off the hook a little bit because he just is having trouble finding the strike zone. Corner, 2 balls, 1 strike.
That's a ball.
Hitters count, 3 balls, 1 strike. On deck, Francisco Lindor. 2 outs here in the top of the second. Way out in front. So the count will go full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is empty. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 and his side is retired. So inning and a half of baseball. It's a 1-0 lead for the Bronx Knights. So we go to the bottom of the second. Up steps Freddie Freeman. 275, 13 homers, 43 runs batted in. Plays first base for the Mariners. In real life, he plays for the Atlanta Braves. And he fouls off the fastball, strike 1. Career in this fictional universe against Bumgarner, he's 13 for 35 with a homer. And he grounds it up the first base line. It is a foul ball. Count is 0-2. Swing and a miss. Chase the cutter. And there's 1 away. Strikeout number 2 for Bumgarner.
Batting 6. The second baseman, Kevin Biggio.
Son of Hall of Famer Craig Biggio. It's Kevin Biggio. Kevin, I don't know. 284, 15 homers, 54 runs batted in for the young player, taking after his father's legacy. In there, strike 1. Even plays second base like his father. So there's 1 out here in the bottom of the second. And he hits a high, deep drive. And this ball game is tied. That is Kevin Biggio's 16th homer of the season, and the score is 1 apiece. Yes, indeed. The crowd goes wild. Here's the replay. Boom. Talk ill of a man's name, and that's what he'll do to you. He'll hit a home run. 4-14. So next up, with 1 away here in the second, Drew Mendoza hitting 296, 15 homers, 56 runs batted in. Here comes a pitch from Bumgarner. Fouls off the fastball, strike 1. And it's the short line drive, shallow center, in races Lukalic to make the catch for the second out. Nice play for the center fielder. So Hall of Fame catcher Gary Carter is hot in his last 5 games. Overall 308, 14 homers, 54 runs batted in. Played for the Montreal Expos, which no longer exist, obviously. And then the New York Mets, where he won a championship in '86. At the knees, strike 1. Player in the 70s and 80s, if you're unaware. Cut fastball, strike 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Carter. Up the first base line, knocked down by Mattingly, picks it up, takes it himself, wins the race to the bag, and the side is retired. But not before a solo home run by Cavan Biggio ties this ball game at 1. So we go to the top of the third. Obviously, these guys are not calling the game because I'm calling the game. So, top of the third, Francisco Lindor, part-time player, hitting .338, takes low, ball 1. Low and inside off the plate. Outside, count is 2 balls and no strikes. And that's a line drive, but it will hang up there for Shane Victorino to make the catch for the first out. Hit it right on the nose, but right at the fielder. Just range to his left into the right center field gap. So the lineup turns over for the Bronx Knights. It's Max Lukelich again. He lined out in the first. He's 0 for 1. And it is a ground ball up the middle, picked up, side throw, in time. Beautiful play by Fernando Tatis Jr. And there are 2 away. So Donnie Baseball steps up. He singled in the first. And he's late on the fastball, strike 1. Don Mattingly was the 1985 American League's most valuable player for the New York Yankees in real life. Won a batting title in 1984. Low, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Not quite a Hall of Famer, but all-star, Golden Glover at first base. Good player. And he chases a pitch, fouls it off, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Donnie. And he drives it in the hole between first and second. It is a 2-out base hit for Mattingly, and he's 2 for 2. Let's look at the replay.
Now back, second base.
So next up is what was probably the front runner for the American League's Most Valuable Player Award. Chris Ramos reached on an error in the first. It's 0 for 1. Leads the league with 44 homers. Checks his swing, pitches high. Ball 1. 44 homers with 2 months left of the season. He's got a real good chance of hitting 60. Off the end of the bat, over the head of the shortstop, Tatis. It is a base hit, and now 2 2-out hits have runners at first and second, and the Knights are threatening. Go-ahead run is at second base. Just a bloop base hit the other way. So next up is the right fielder, Benny LoCicero, who already has an RBI single today. Runners are at first and second with 2 out. And he fouls it upstairs for strike 1. And he's got that average up to 290 on the season. Down and in, count is 1 ball, 1 strike. You notice from the graphic 2024, this is the franchise a few years into the future. Pitches outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Since I have no idea if someone's watching this far in the future themselves, this is being played in the year 2021, but the franchise on the video game is 2024, so confusing, but whatever. Runners lead off first and second. The count is a hitter's count, 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runners lead off first and second. It is a 1-1 ball game here at T-Mobile Park. Swing and a miss at the outside fastball. Count will go full. The runners will be in motion. Here comes the payoff pitch. Just gets a piece of the sinking fastball to stay alive, and we will do it again. Again, just a piece to stay alive. The battle continues. slicing down the third base line into the seats. And he pulls it this time into the seats down the first base line. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners lead off first and second. Here comes the pitch from Roberts. He's up to 50 pitches. It's pitch number 51. And he fouls it off again. He refuses to give up. And it is a shallow fly ball, long run for Shane Victorino, but he will get there to make the catch and retire the side. So they strand 2 runners, and after 2.5 innings of baseball, the score is tied at 1. So we go to the bottom of the third. Josh Rojas, the number 9 hitter, 299, 10 homers, 35 runs batted in. He is in the left field today. Leads off the third. Oh, it is a hard line drive up the middle, a base hit. Leadoff single for Rojas here in the bottom of the third.
The center fielder, number 8.
Oof. So the shift was on. Had the shortstop Salazar been playing in his normal position, that would have been an easy out, but sometimes you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Leadoff man Shane Victorino steps in for his second plate appearance. He's 0 for 1. Rojas leads off first. That sounded gone, yeah. Strike 1. He hit it hard. Into the gap. LoCicero is there. He makes the catch for the first out. Shallow fly ball off the bat of Victorino. Fernando Tatis Jr. grounded out in the first. He is 0 for 1. Runner at first, 1 out. Pitch is low, ball 1. Ball 2. Breaking ball misses. Come on, double play. Miss inside. Bumgarner wanted that pitch, but the umpire said no. So will he have the green light on 3-0? 5, 4, 3. Double play. Side retired. The Outlander called it. So at the end of 3 innings of play, the score remains tied here at T-Mobile Park. You called it. That's right. So we go to the top of the 4th. Jacob Salazar popped out in the first. He's 2 for 6 in this series. Steps in from the left side against the righty Roberts as a switch hitter. And fouls off the high fastball, strike 1. And he pulls it for strike number 2. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Jacob. And this is a line drive which will drop in there for a base hit. Over by the left field line, he makes a big turn at first, but decides to stay there for a leadoff single. So, hits leaders in the American League. As you can see, Chris Ramos, his teammate, is right behind Dante Bichette of the Toronto Blue Jays. But Michael O'Rourke is on the list, and so is Jacob Salazar with 140 hits. So, Matt Saps is up. He walked in the first inning. He's hitting 285. And he pops him up, swings at the first pitch. Out of his crouch jumps Carter, who makes the catch in front of home plate for out number 1. Pitch speed comparison brought to you by Topps Playing Cards. As you can see, just like the game is tied, the matchup is pretty much tied, mid-90s for both of them. So with 1 away, the catcher Anthony Millo steps to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Salazar leads off first. Takes a big lead, actually. At the knees, strike one. Milo has grounded into 15 double plays this season. It's a lot of double plays. Pitch out, but nothing doing on the base paths. Salazar scoots back to first. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Checks a swing, pitches inside 2-1. Robert sets and delivers. He's off. Breaking ball in the dirt. Strong throw, nowhere near in time. Salazar has the stolen base. Just got a great jump on the pitcher. It was a breaking ball in the dirt. And by the time Carter was able to pick the ball up and throw it down, he might as well have not even bothered. So runner in scoring position in a 3-1 count for Milo. And he pulls it. Brilliant play by Drew Mendoza. What a play from his knees. He kept the runner at second, kept the ball in front of him, and threw him out. What a nice play. Look at this. So there's 2 away. So Hunter Renfroe steps up. He struck out in the second. He's going to need a single to get that runner home and break this tie. Let's see if he can do it. And he swings at the first pitch and drives it deep to right, but playable. Nelson Cruz makes the catch to retire the side. So they strand the runner at second. And after 3.5, the score is tied at 1. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Paul Molitor singled in the first. He's 1 for 5 in the series. That's his only hit, is the one in today's game in the series so far. Right down the middle for strike 1. Paul Molitor is a 3,000 hit guy in real life. He's doubles, walks. Ground ball to Salazar at short. Routine play, 1 away. Great player, Paul Molitor. So anyway, next up is Nelson Cruz. Flew out in the first. He's 0 for 1. In there, strike 1. Nelson Cruz is one of those 40-year-old guys in real life that just keeps hitting home runs. Hard ground ball. He's guarding the line from foul territory. Long throw. He makes the play. What a nice play by Francisco Lindor. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 4th. For some reason, they were guarding the line here in the 4th inning. If not, he would have had a double down the line. So Freddie Freeman, the first baseman, struck out in the second. He's 0 for 1. There are 2 away here in the bottom of the 4th. In there, strike 1. Checks his swing, but it's called strike 2 by the home plate umpire. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Score is 1 apiece here in the bottom of the 4th. Bases are clear with 2 outs. Fouls off the fastball back to the screen, and we will remain at 0-2. Hit against the shift the other way. The only man on the left side of the infield was Francisco Lindor, and he couldn't cover the whole field by himself. They had 3 guys on the right side of the infield expecting him to pull, and only 1 guy on the left. And that's what happens when you play the shift sometimes. So, with 2 outs, there's a runner at first, and up steps Cavan Biggio, who hit a home run in his first at-bat. It's off the end of the bat. Oh, it's off the glove. And they'll both be safe. It's an infield single for Biggio. Runners will now be at first and second, still with 2 outs, so they're threatened. Next up is Drew Mendoza, who's 0 for 1. And before things get a little out of hand, we're going to do a mound visit. just to calm down the pitcher, because I've noticed that even though it's a video game, this works. So Mendoza's 0 for 1. He's hitting .295 in the season, just giving Bumgarner a chance to just collect himself. So off the plate inside, ball 1. So runners are at first and second with 2 away. The go-ahead run is at second base. At the knees, count as 1 ball and 1 strike. Drew Mendoza was last season's Rookie of the Year award winner. And he slaps it the other way into foul territory. Bumgarner's 1 strike from getting out of this jam. Count as 1 and 2. And it is a deep drive the other way, but playable for Renfroe. He makes the catch to retire the side. So we'll play 4 innings of baseball here at T-Mobile Park, and the score is still tied at 1. So we go to the top of the 5th. Up steps Lindor, lined out in the 3rd inning. He's 0 for 1. Roberts has pitched a good game. He's here in the 5th. He's only given up a run. Ground ball on the first pitch to Freddie Freeman, takes it himself. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Now batting, number 39.
So leadoff man Max Lukelich is 2 for 7 in this series. He's 0 for 2 today. 3rd plate appearance. Pitch is outside, ball 1. So Lukelich has 31 steals. He has well over 30 doubles. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. He's got 80, 85 runs. But this one will probably be tracked down by his counterpart in center field. Victorino makes the catch for the 2nd out, and Lukelich is 0 for 3 today.
Now batting, the first baseman, Don Mattingly.
So Don Mattingly is 2 for 2. Steps in with 2 outs. Wow, home plate umpire called that a strike. Right on the high outside corner. Count as 0-1. And that's a line drive, but right at Tatis Jr. to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Robin Roberts. And after 4.5, the score is still tied at 1. So we go to Heidi Watney, our sideline reporter, and unfortunately something seems to be wrong with her microphone. We apologize. We're going to send a technician down there to check that out. But in the meantime, we go back to the plate. It's the bottom of the 5th. Gary Carter's 0 for 1. He steps up.
The catcher, Gary Carter.
Line drive. 1 hop to Ramos. 1 pitch, 1 away. Carter is retired.
The left fielder, number 10.
Number 9 hitter Josh Rojas. He has a hit in his first at bat, a single in the 3rd. Steps in with 1 out here in the 5th. Oh, and he slices it the other way, and it is down and will roll all the way into the left field corner. Long run for Hunter Renfroe, and it's going to be a stand-up double with 1 out for Rojas. That's his 11th double of the season. Let's see a replay. Again, they were playing him to pull. Nobody over there on the left side. By the time Renfroe got over there to pick it up, he was standing on second. I'm surprised he didn't try for third. So the leadoff man steps in again for the Mariners. Shane Victorino's 0 for 2. Runner in scoring position with only 1 out. At the knees, strike 1. Shane, as you can see, is hitting under 200 with runners in scoring position, under that Mendoza line, as they like to call it. But not this time. This ball is going to drop in there for a base hit. But luckily, this runner at second did not know if he was going to catch it on the fly, so had to hold up. And instead of being an RBI single, it's runners at first and third with 1 out. Thought there was a chance for LoCicero to make the catch. So, we have runners at first and third, 1 out. Tatis Jr. is at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Bumgarner sets and delivers. At the knees, strike 1, 94 on the radar gun. Tatis Jr. has 22 home runs on this season. And it is a deep fly ball. Back goes LoCicero to the track. And it's going to be a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Tatis Jr. And the Seattle Mariners take a 2-1 lead here in the fifth. So we got the job done. So there's 2 away, runner at first. Paul Molitor is single in the first. He's 1 for 2. Ground ball to Salazar, tosses over to second for the force, and the side is retired. But not before the sac fly from Tatis Jr. The end of 5. It's Seattle 2, Bronx 1. So we go to the top of the 6th. Up steps Chris Ramos. He's 1 for 2.
The second baseman, Chris Ramos.
And he gets him in on his hands, pops it up to short center field. First pitch, out. Victorino makes the catch.
Now batting, number 38.
So Benny LoCicero, the right fielder, has a single and an RBI. 1 for 2. And slices foul down the third base line. He has 84 runs batted in on the season with 2 months left. Checks the swing, pitches outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. He also has 23 homers. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's a deep drive. That's got a chance back to the track, the wall. He reaches up, makes the catch at the wall. What a play by Nelson Cruz, and there's 2 away. So team ERA leaders, as you can see, the Tampa Bay Rays and then the Bronx Knights are neck and neck, 4.11 and 4.13. Big reason why the Bronx Knights are in first place, 73 wins. So 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Jacob Salazar steps to the plate, and he chases a high fastball for strike 1. And he pops it up, but it looks getting tracking it is Tatis, and in short left field he makes the catch. 1-2-3 inning for the Mariners. Robin Roberts is leading 2-1 here after 5.5. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Nelson Cruz, who just made that really nice play at the wall, steps up. He's 0 for 2. In there, strike 1.
0-1.
Just gets a piece of the cut fastball. Foul ball. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. So this is a 4-game set at Safeco Field. I like to call it Safeco Field. The Knights have won the first 2. Sharp line drive caught by the ball boy on the first base line. Count remains 0-2. The Bronx Knights have won the first 2, and they're trailing in this 3rd game 2-1. And that's it. Line drive to LoCicero, who makes the catch for the first out. So the Knights have a 12.5 game lead in the division on the 2nd place Mariners. So the importance of this game is debatable. But of course you want to win every game. So with 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th, Freddie Freeman steps in. He's 1 for 2. And it is a ground ball through the shift into left center field. It is a base hit. So with 1 out, they have a base runner. And it's time to get the bullpen active, I think. Because he's already losing by a run. It's the 6th inning. There's no reason. Manager's office, bullpen. Lefty, lefty, righty. So I will get Zach Eflin warm, and I will get Caleb Smith warm. And let's see what happens. I'm not ready to take him out yet, but... So Cavan Biggio is 2 for 2. This has been a trouble spot in the lineup for Bumgarner. Whoa! That one's got a chance, ladies and gentlemen. That is a 2-run home run. Cavan Biggio's second home run of the game, home run number 17 on the season. And just like that, they have a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Oh my goodness. That changes things. Like father, like son. All right, let's do this. All right, so manager, mound visit, talk to him. Popped him up, third base side, over goes Lindor, makes the catch for the second out. And he's not pitching to Gary Carter. Manager, bullpen. Zach Eflin will come in relief. The manager, Mattingly, has seen enough. Thank you, Madison. He cannot win. He can only lose. He's responsible for the runner that's on base. So in comes Zach Eflin, making his 15th appearance out of the bullpen. He has no record. He's nothing to nothing. His ERA in 13 1/3 innings pitched is 2.70. He has 8 strikeouts in 13 innings. So, bases are empty here in the 6th. Pitch to Gary Carter. And it is a ground ball, slow roller up the middle. It is a 2-out hit for Gary on the first pitch. Ground ball with eyes.
The left fielder, number 10.
Josh Rojas is 2 for 2. He has a single, a double, a run scored. He has his average up to 307. Swing and a miss at the inside fastball, strike 1. Smashes it down the first base line. It gets past Mattingly and will roll all the way into the corner. The runners are at second and third with 2 outs. So 2 runners are in scoring position on Josh Rojas' 12th double of the season. Let's look at this replay. Smashes it down the first base line, and one hops over the glove of Mattingly into the right field corner. So runners will be at second and third, still with 2 outs. This is a switch hitter, Shane Victorino. Single in the 5th, he's 1 for 3. Inside corner, strike 1. Zach seems to have left his good stuff in the bullpen. Needs to find it, and find it quickly. High strike called by the home plate umpire. I'm not sure that Victorino would agree, but in any event, the count is 0-2. And Eflin is 1 strike from getting out of this mess. And he doesn't call that pitch. Eflin wanted that pitch. He thought it was called strike 3, but the count is 1-2. And he pulls it foul. Count will stay right where it is. So it's already a 3-run advantage for Seattle. They need to stop the bleeding here and now. And it's a long drive, but Lukalic barely has to move. He makes the catch to finally retire the side, but it's a 2-run home run from Cavan Biggio. And after 6, it's the Mariners 4, the Knights 1. Got to get the show on the road. Let's go. All right. Top of the 7th. Matt Saps is 0 for 1 officially. He did walk in the 2nd inning. Leads off. Robin Roberts is still out there. Swings at the first pitch. Lines it foul. Strike 1. Pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. And he hits a deep drive to center. Back to the wall, the track, reaching up. Just missed a home run by feet to the deepest part of the ballpark. Still, it's 1 out. So next up is the catcher, Anthony Millo. He's 0 for 2 today. 2 ground outs. 1 away here in the top of the 7th. That is a ground ball hole between short and third base. It is a one-out hit for Anthony Millo, and he is 1 for 3. And the Knights have a base runner here in the 7th. Okay, calm down, Anthony. Relax. So next up, Hunter Renfroe. He struck out, he's flied out. He is 0 for 2. Robert sets and delivers. Pitches low, ball 1. And that's a deep drive into the gap, the right center field gap. And that will go all the way to the wall. It will be one hop over the fence. It's a ground rule double. Double number 5 for Hunter. And if I'm not mistaken, the runner at first will have to stop at third base. Had that not gone into the stands, it certainly would have been an RBI double. So we have runners at second and third for Francisco Lindor, who's 0 for 2 today. He is the tying run at the plate. And he pulls a deep drive, but it will curve foul for strike number 1. Runners lead off second and third. Count is 0-1. Oh, he swings and misses. Pitch gets away, but no advancement. Swings at a bad pitch inside. The count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Lindor's hitting over 300 with runners in scoring position this season. Pitches low, gets away, but no advance. The runner at third is Millo, and he doesn't have a lot of speed. So to take that risk with the tying run at the plate, to get thrown out at home plate would be foolish at best. So count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outside. And suddenly Robin Roberts has completely lost the strike zone. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's low, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Count is full. Here comes the payoff pitch. And he just gets a piece to stay alive. And that's a deep drive. Back goes Victorino, looking up. It is Gonzo, a 3-run home run for Francisco Lindor. Home run number 6 of the season. And just like that, here in the top of the 7th, the Bronx Knights tie the ball game at 4. Oh yeah! Ugh. Boom! He's seen enough. That will be all for Robin Roberts. He cannot lose, but he certainly cannot win. He leaves with a no decision. As there's still, the reliever is Steve Bedrosian, who's making his 25th appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 1-2 with a 4.50 ERA. So bases cleared, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. It's a slow roller to Tatis Jr. Charges, fires, and he's got him. So there's 2 away. Next up is Don Mattingly. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Pitches high, ball 1. Hunter Wood and Victor Arano, 2 right-handers warming up in the Seattle bullpen. At the knees, strike 1, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike on Mattingly. Jams him inside, fouls it back, count is 1-2. Pitch evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Swings and fouls off the pitch. Just covering the plate with 2 strikes. Did he check it? No, he did not. According to the third base umpire, that's strike 3. Mattingly does not agree with the call. But get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Thanks to a 3-run home run from Francisco Lindor in the top of the 7th. This ball game is tied at 4. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Up steps Francisco Lindor. Manager, bullpen, Dellin Betances. Let's see how far I can stretch Eflin. In the knees, strike 1 at the knees. Strike 2, count as 0-2. Oh, that's gone. Luklich looking up. And just like that, it's a 5-4 advantage for the Mariners. That's Fernando Tatis Jr.'s 23rd home run of the season here in the bottom of the 7th. And the Mariners lead 5-4. Manager, bullpen. Sit down, sit him down. Warm up Carlos Estevez. Outside corner, strike 1 to Paul Molitor, who's 1 for 3. Still nobody out. Base is clear, thanks to the home run by Tatis Jr. And shallow fly ball to center. Luklich is there, and there's 1 away. Next up is Nelson Cruz. He's 0 for 3. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Seattle has a 5-4 advantage here in T-Mobile Park. And that's a deep drive, but playable for LoCicero in right. He waits and makes the catch for out number 2. So with 2 outs, Freddie Freeman steps to the plate, and we're going to go to the bullpen. And we're going to put in Caleb Smith to get that out. Caleb Smith, this is his 32nd appearance out of the bullpen. His record is 4-0 with a 1.63 earned run average. Bases are clear. There are 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Misses inside, ball 1. Low, ball 2. Count as 2 balls and no strikes on Freeman. Outside corner with the slider. Count as 2 balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss, the fastball. Count evens 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 7th. That is a hard line drive smash to center. So with 2 outs, Freeman is at first. And the inning will continue. Here's the replay.
The second baseman, Kevin Biggio.
So Kevin Biggio, who has 2 home runs today, he's 3 for 3. Making a case for player of the game. Swings and fouls off pitch number 1. And that's strike 1. Runner leads off first with 2 outs. Oh my goodness, called a strike. It was up in his eyes. And according to the home plate umpire, the count is 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, side retired, but not before Fernando Tatis Jr. hits a solo home run to give the Mariners a 5-4 lead at the end of 7. So we go to the top of the 8th. Chris Ramos is up. They're down by a run. He has 44 home runs on the season. He's 1 for 3 today. Pitches low, ball 1. So Matt Strahm and Victor Arano are warming in the Mariners bullpen here in the top of the 8th. And that's a deep drive. It's got a chance, but in front of the warning track, Victorino makes the catch for the first down. Pitching comparison for the 2 starters. Neither one of them had a good game. I mean, if you look at it and compare, it's pretty much a wash. So next up with 1 down is Benny LoCicero, who's 1 for 3. He's late on the 2-seam fastball, strike 1. Oh, that one's got a chance. Back goes looking up. It is a tie ball game. Gonzo. Benny LoCicero hits home run number 24 of the season off of Bedrosian. And this ball game is tied in the 8th at 5 apiece. Just like that, brand new ball game. Let's look at the replay. Oh, music. Nelson Cruz looks up, and it's gone. So next up is the shortstop, Jacob Salazar. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Backs him off the plate, ball 1. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. We go to the manager's office and the bullpen, and I'm going to sit down Carlos Estevez and warm up Dellin Betances just in case. And he jams him. Pops him up. Biggio in short right field makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting, number 31.
So Matt Saps is 0 for 2 today. He walked in the 2nd. The average is at 284 on the season. Pitches low, ball 1. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Checks his swing outside. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. And that's a ground ball. Nice backhanded jump throw in time. Biggio, that was a all-star play right there. Was not Matt Saps. It was Benny LoCicero who ties the ball game here in the top of the 8th. 7.5 complete. It's 5-5. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. Up steps Drew Mendoza, who's 0 for 3. He's 1 for 10 in the series. Caleb Smith is still out there pitching. And he swings and misses at the fastball, strike 1. Swings and misses at the slider on the outside half of the plate. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Mr. Mendoza. Caleb Smith's 2nd strikeout, and there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. So Gary Carter is up, and that's all for Caleb as Dellin Betances will come into the game. This is not a setup opportunity. He's pitched in 40 games. He's 2-2. He has 5 saves. ERA is 1.50. He has 59 strikeouts in only 42 innings pitched. Dellin has had a great season by any measure. Fouls off the first pitch, 98-mile-an-hour fastball, strike 1. Gary's 4 for 10 in the series, but he only has a single today. 1 for 3. And he just nubs it foul up the first base line. Quickly, there are 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. There are 2 away. Strikeout for Betances. Here's the replay. It's way out in front of the breaking ball. So next up is Josh Rojas. Josh has had a good game. He's 3 for 3, 2 doubles and a single. And he's going to have hit number 4 as it will roll all the way to the wall. Lukelich gets it back in, but not before Rojas has his 3rd double of the ball game, number 13. And he is in scoring position with 2 outs here in the 8th. My goodness, what a game that young player Rojas is having. So next up is Shane Victorino, who's 1 for 4. Turns around and bats from the left side against the righty Betances. He had a single in the game. And he jams him in on his hands into short left field. Salazar's there. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. So we will go to the top of the 9th. Score is tied at 5.
Your attention, please.
In comes Victor Arano, making his 9th appearance of the season. He's 1-0. He has a 7.11 earned run average. He's only pitched 6 1/3 innings for the season. Leading off is Anthony Mello. He's 1 for 3.
Number 43.
And he's out in front of the slider. Strike 1. Way out in front of the slider again. Must be looking for a fastball. The count is 0-2 on Mello. Low in the dirt. Waste pitch. Just to see if he chased. Count is 1-2. At the knees. He doesn't agree. Doesn't matter if he agrees or not. He's caught looking, and there's 1 away here in the top of the 9th. So Mariners bullpen is active. Extra innings? Not yet. Not yet. We are in the top of the 9th. The score is tied at 5. 1 out here. Hunter Renfroe is 1 for 3. He steps up. Not yet. Swing and a miss. The inside fastball. Strike 1. You missed a 3. It was 4-1 deficit. And Francisco Lindor hit a 3-run home run to tie the game at 4 in the 7th. Pitches low, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hunter Wood and Jairo Diaz are warming up in the bullpen, 2 right-handers. Count is 1-1. Fouls off the fastball, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Did he check it?
Did he go?
According to the first base umpire, yes, he did. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Renfroe. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lindor is on deck. And it's low, ball 4, and with 1 out, Arano walks Renfroe. And they have a base runner here in the top of the 9th. So what I need to do is I need to go to the bullpen. Can't do it yet. I'll wait. Francisco Lindor is 1 for 3 with a 3-run home run. Pitches low, ball 1. Okay, manager's office, bullpen. I have to get John Smoltz warm just in case I take the lead because then he's coming in the bottom of the 9th. So count is 1 ball and no strikes on Francisco Lindor. In the dirt with the slider, count is 2-0. I also want to go and check my substitutions. So Hunter Renfroe is on first base. His speed is 53. I want to see, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change him for Manuel Margot because he's faster. You were sure you want to pinch run Manuel Margot for Hunter Renfroe? Yes, I do.
Your attention, please.
And Margot can play the outfield, so it's I'm not wasting a player. So the count is 2 balls and no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 9th. And he pops him up in the infield, right in front of the plate. Carter makes the catch for the 2nd out. So Lindor is retired.
The batter, number 39.
Next up is Max Lukulich, who's 0 for 4 today. He has been cold at the plate. Fouls off the fastball, strike 1. And he pops it up, heading for the stands, and it will land into the stands. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes on Max. Just gets a piece to stay alive. Margot leads off first. Quick throw to first, just keep him close. If he steals that bag, there'll be a runner in scoring position. The go-ahead run where a single can get him home, so it's important to keep him at first. And he pops him up. There is Tatis Jr. He makes the catch to retire the side, so we will go to the bottom of the 9th. This ball game is tied at 5. You got money on this game? I love it. Well, I'm going to have to do my best to make sure that you win that investment. So Manuel Margot takes over for Renfroe in left field. And Tatis Jr. steps up to the plate. He had a home run in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 3. That was a home run to give them a 5-4 lead at the time. Dellin Betances is in there for his 2nd inning of work. And he deals. And that's a deep drive, but luckily it curves into the stands. A foul ball. Strike 1. Low and outside. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Inside off the plate with the 2-seam fastball. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. High. Hitters count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th. Swing and a miss at the fastball. 98 on the radar gun. Just blows him away. And the count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And he walks him. He walks the leadoff man in the bottom of the 9th in a tie ball game. And that's something that will give a manager acid indigestion right there. So up next is Paul Molitor. He's 1 for 4 with a single today. Tatis has speed. Quick throw to first. Just trying to keep him close. Outside corner, strike 1. I'm pissed too. Trying my best. Breaking ball, knuckle curve, floats in there for strike 2. Count is quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. And he pops him up. Mattingly slides over towards the camera well. Makes the catch. 1 away. So, 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. The runner does not advance. Next up is Nelson Cruz. He's 0 for 4 and 1 for 11 in this series so far. Swing and a miss. The 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Strike number 1. Breaking ball in there at the knees. Count is 0 and 2. Quick throw to first. Keep him close. Try to keep the double play in effect. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Strike 3, 2 outs, that is. And Nelson Cruz is retired. Let's look at the replay. Two-seam fastball, inside corner. Just flat out blows it by him. So next up is Freddie Freeman, left-hander, 3 for 4 today with 3 singles. Quick throw to first. And he can't get around on the fastball, slices it foul for strike number 1. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Runner at first. Tie ball game, 5 apiece. Third game of this 4-game set between these 2 first sets. And that ball is high. It is far. Ball game over. Walk off. 2-run home run in the bottom of the 9th. The game is now over. The Seattle Mariners win 7-5. So there you have it. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. When you play 162 games and you don't simulate any games, sometimes you get the loss. So, this is the 3rd game of a 3-game set. The Bronx Knights are leading 2-1. Either tomorrow's game will mean a split in the series, or it will win 3 out of 4 for the Bronx Knights, as Freddie Freeman is the hero today and Dylan Betances is the GOAT. Player of the game is not Cavan Biggio. He hit 2 home runs today. Honestly, I think the player of the game is probably Freddie Freeman. But in any event, let's do this the right way. Seattle Mariners, 7 runs, 15 hits, 1 error. Bronx Knights, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. The win goes to reliever Victor Arano. The loss goes to Dylan Betances. Cavan Biggio hit 2 homers and had 3 runs batted in. He's 3 for 4. He is your player of the game. And this has been a broadcast of Bronx Knights baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and this was a loss. Hopefully you'll be better next time. Please like the video. I don't particularly like this video, but like the video anyway. I mean, do me a favor. Get my spirits back up. But please also subscribe to the channel. It's much appreciated. So the final score here is 7-5 Seattle. It was great. Well, thank you, Outlanders. Much appreciated. I did my best. I got back in it. We're down 4-1. We tied it at 5 apiece, but sometimes you lose. Better luck next game. Thank you so much, and have yourself a great evening. Take care.